Greetings, fellow space travelers, and welcome to the first video in a series I'm going to be doing called Worlds Upon Worlds. We're starting off with our own home planet, a pale blue dot called Earth. The late cosmologist Carl Sagan believed that there were infinite worlds out there in the depths of space, but back in the 70s and 80s, of course, they didn't really have the technology to find them. The first exoplanets were not found until the 1990s. The very first one orbiting a star was found in 1995, 55 Cancri E, which was a hot Jupiter. But since those times, we've started finding more and more exoplanets that are somewhat like Earth. And it's those that I would like to concentrate on in this series of videos. And to render these videos, I will be using Space Engine, which allows you to explore the depths of space from the comfort of your computer chair and can be added onto with downloads created by the Space Engine community. So the first planet we're going to be looking at is the one that was announced last summer, Proxima Centauri b, which is 4.25 light years from Earth, so could potentially be reachable if we can ever develop some kind of warp drive technology. So, with no further ado, let us journey to Proxima Centauri. Proxima b, this one. Go to, and we warp, and here we are. This cursor out of the way. We are. Now in Space Engine there were 3 different models created for it. There was a Mars-like model, a Venus-like model, and an Earth-like model, and I decided to go with the Earth-like model because there's a chance that Proxima Centauri b is like Earth. There's also an equal chance of it being like Mars or Venus, but let's be hopeful, let us be optimistic that this planet is indeed something like Earth. Trying to locate. Oh, I think I know where it is. Over here and then up. Trying to find the sun of this planet before we actually go to the planet. Pull back from it for a second. Please bear with me. Still getting used to the controls. There it is. So anyway, we'll start off by looking at Proxima Centauri, which is a red dwarf. It has its, I can't even read how old that is, 12.384 10 to the 9th power years. In other words, it's pretty old. Yeah, and the distance beyond Proxima Centauri, you can see Alpha Centauri, Alpha Centauri A and B, the binary star system. This completes a trinary star system. All 3 of these together. And Proxima b so far is the only planet that we know of orbiting any of these stars. So that said, let us finally go in and take a look at this planet. Proxima Centauri b was discovered using the radial velocity method, which means that they haven't been able to really see anything directly of this planet, only the evidence of the planet's pull on its sun. So we don't really know that much about it. Everything's guesswork. We do believe that it is tidally locked, so that means simply that one side of the planet is always facing its sun. That said, let us go in. And I crash land. I don't know how to land gracefully. If anyone knows how to land gracefully, please tell me. Here we are. And we'll get up a little bit. Get oriented. Still getting used to the controls in this game. Oop. Now I believe the body of water I saw is off that way. We're in the desert here. So we'll start moving. Oh, that didn't take very long at all, just a few miles. And here's one of several lakes and rivers on Proxima Centauri. Now this shows us a temperature of minus 52 degrees, so I'm not really sure how livable they think this is going to be unless you enjoy the idea of living in the Antarctic, which is even colder than minus 52 degrees. But there is ample water, at least according to this model of it. Yep. There it is. More lakes, and let's fly. On a tidally locked planet like Proxima Centauri b, day and night aren't times, but rather places. You go dayward or you go nightward. It would be a challenge to adjust to something like that because we're used to the diurnal cycle happening pretty automatically. But on a planet like this, you would have to make it be night by going nightward, or you would have to learn to sleep just by keeping the room dark. Of course, since the sun is a red dwarf, it's not like it would ever be that bright on this planet. It might not be such a hard change to get used to. Follow the river. As you can see, we have some rather thick cloud cover overhead. I'm not sure if this game has any animated changes to atmosphere that take place over time or not. One thing I would like to see in future versions of this game would be an animated atmosphere, like rain, erupting volcanoes, maybe even cyclones. That would be really cool. Okay, looks like it. I'll follow the river to the right. It's pretty interesting. Well, you can imagine that maybe there are plants growing along the river. They never seem to put foliage on any of these planets. That would also be something else to see. Alright, I went right last time, so now we'll go left. Oh god, that forks off again. Alright, I went left, now I'll go right. Just keep alternating between right and left. It's hard to stay. You can't really stay even when you're flying, especially at higher speeds, due to the curvature of the planet. It always wants to it always wants to sling you into outer space when you get going too quickly. So even here I'm starting to veer upward. It keeps bifurcating. I see that. I wonder what that dot in the distance is. Is that other stars. I think that might be Alpha Centauri again. You can see the stars through the haze of clouds. Because the sun's light is so dim, it doesn't drown the stars out. Like on Earth, you can't see any stars because our sun's light is so bright, it just washes them right out. But on Proxima Centauri B, you'd be able to see other stars in the sky because the sun is so dim. To make growing plants a challenge, plants on this planet would probably have black rather than green foliage so that they could absorb a maximum amount of sunlight from the red dwarf star. And any plants we brought from Earth would probably over time have to evolve black foliage as well, unless of course we used solar lamps to mimic the light from our own sun. And then also thinking about what would living in a dimmer environment do to us. Would our eyes get larger over time so that we could take in more light? Would our skin grow paler? Or would it grow dark? I don't know. It's just interesting to think about how we might change. Since this planet is supposed to be larger than Earth, I suppose it would have a greater gravitational pull on us, so maybe over time our bodies would have to grow larger and stronger just so we could move about freely on this planet without feeling like we were being weighed down. But that would probably take a few generations. The first colonists would have a harder time, but I think any children born to them would just evolve naturally. That's how evolution works. And it would be interesting to see the changes our species underwent living on a planet like this. Either it would change us or we would change it via terraforming, perhaps. Let's speed up a bit. So coming to some mountains here. This is pretty cool. I don't want to crash and I don't want to take off. I have to constantly adjust my orientation. Found another river. Follow the river. Alright, let's dial it back again. Yeah, that was way too fast. It becomes impossible to control your flight when you're going that quickly. So I'm not sure what the biggest change, like if I were to go to Proxima personally, I think the hardest change to deal with would just be the dimness of the environment. It's not at all as bright as Earth is. Of course over time you learn to adjust to things like that. And it's not a deal breaker. Earth won't last forever, and if we don't pollute or nuke the planet or nuke life on the planet out of existence, even if we don't do that, in another 4.5 billion years, our sun is going to turn into a red giant, and swallow all the planets in the solar system up. That would also be about the time that Andromeda blue shifts toward our galaxy and crashes into it, but that's not supposed to actually do any harm. It's our own sun that will do this planet in the end. So eventually we'll have to escape the solar system, and Proxima Centauri b, as of now, looks like it would be the only feasible home to go to. So we have to hope that this is an Earth-like planet that can be lived on and not a radiated husk, as some think it might end up being. I guess all we can really do is hope that this planet would have a welcoming, or at least semi-welcoming atmosphere for us to go to. So I can't think of anything else to say, so let's go up. Up, 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 up. Up, up, up. Rise. R. There we go. R key. Let's take one last look at Proxima b. There it is. Our lovely potential second home. We'll know more about this planet when TESS goes online. It's due to go online in the summer of this year, 2017, and then next year, the James Webb Telescope, which is the successor to the Hubble, is supposed to go online. And then when that happens, we'll finally know more about this mysterious neighbor of ours, and if it would be a potential home for us. So until next time, I will see you among the stars in Worlds Upon Worlds.